Diamond Tiara's Heartwarming Carol by Alexmagnet. Chapter 1, only chapter. Heartwarming Eve. Fat snowflakes hung in the air, drifting down so slowly they almost seemed still, as Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon tried toward the town square. Wrapped up in matching scarves, the two fillies laughed and giggled back and forth.
Look at that guy,
Diamond Tiara said, pointing to a pony arguing with the shop owner.
he probably waited all winter to buy his presents, and now he's not going to get them. That's what happens when you put things off,
Silver Spoon added.
Heartwarming is about to getting presents, and they'll never get them waiting this long. Maybe their daddies don't love them,
Diamond Tiara said, laughing as they passed another desperate-looking pony. Walking by a jeweler's, Silver Spoon pointed at a glass display case inside.
Oh, look, it's the pendant you wanted.
Diamond Tiara waved off.
I know. Daddy already bought one for me.
She nodded toward a particularly long line of ponies leading away from the toy store.
Look at them. Don't they know Heartwarming Eve isn't the time to be buying presents?
Silver Spoon laughed.
Some ponies are just dumb, I guess. They don't
have enough bits, said a voice from behind them. They turned around to see another group of fillies. 3 of them, to be exact. Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, and Sleebell all wore frowns as they stared at Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Not every pony is rich like y'all,
Apple Bloom said, taking a step closer. Some ponies have to work for their money.
Yeah, added Sleebell. Not every pony gets tons of presents.
Diamond Tiara scoffed.
Well, that's not my fault. They just need not to be lazy. My daddy had to work for his money too, you know.
Scootaloo huffed. And I'll bet he was a jerk too. She was barely able to jump out of the way in time as Diamond Tiara lunged at her.
Why, you little... Don't you talk about my daddy like that!
Silver Spoon grabbed Diamond Tiara's tuft and dragged her back.
Just let it go, Diamond Tiara. They're not worth it.
She stuck out her tongue. Shrugging out Silver Spoon, Diamond Tiara said,
Whatever. I don't have time for a bunch of blank flanks like you. I've got a big pile of presents waiting for me back home because my parents actually love me.
Now it was Apple Bloom's turn to hold back Scootaloo.
Come on, Scoots,
she said, pulling on her hind legs. Don't be like Liam. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon giggled, not even bothering to hide their steers.
See you later, blank flanks,
they said in unison as they walked off.
Gah!
Scootaloo cried, slipping to the ground. I really hate those jerks.
I wish some pony would teach him a lesson, said Sleebell.
Apple Bloom huffed her chin, tapping it lightly.
Girls?
She said, drawing the other two attention.
I think I have an idea. Oh, are you going to bake the cookies?
Said Sleebell, her eyes lighting up.
Only if they're poison cookies,
said Scootaloo, grinning widely. Apple Bloom shook her head.
Not quite. We're going to need some help, though.
The covering scent of a half-eaten apple pie wafted through the rich manor, filling all the dozens of rooms with a spicy aroma. As Diamond Tiara pushed away the empty plate before her, she stood up and said,
That pie was delicious.
She licked her lips. Filthy Rich smiled at his wife.
Yes, your mother made it. She always had a knack for making the best pies.
Golden Crown chuckled, brushing her sunflower mane out of her eyes.
Oh, it's nothing special.
Diamond Tiara rolled her eyes.
Well, it could have been better. Anyway, I'm going to bed now. I want tomorrow to come as quickly as possible.
Filthy turned to her.
Oh, all right then. Good night, sweetheart. See you in the morning.
Diamond Tiara waved her host dismissively.
Whatever you say, Daddy,
she said, not even turned to look back at him. Her eyes focused on the next room, where a great pile of gifts lay scattered around the hearth. Bradley skipping across the room. A wide grin adorned her face as he pranced through the great hall and entered the living room. Soft candlelight illuminated the room, casting a warm glow over the hundreds of wrapped boxes and tubes that littered the floor. Her host sinking with excitement. Diamond Tiara bent down to pick up one of the gifts, giving it a little shake.
Don't open anything until tomorrow,
her mother called from the other room. Ignoring her, Diamond Tiara grinned at the little box, saying,
Just wait until tomorrow, little peasant. I'll open all of you in the morning.
Turning up the steps, she slipped into her room and worked her way under the covers. The soft blankets wrapped around her like a cocoon, keeping her snugly and warm even during a cold night like tonight. Thoughts of tearing through miles of wrapping paper ran through her head as she closed her eyes and allowed sleep to take over. Not a moment later, her lids fluttered open at the sound of a loud bang.
What the?
She sat bolt upright, glancing around the room. Another loud bang. She located the source of the noise. Outside her window, a pony was knocking on the glass incessantly. Once she noticed Diamond Tiara looking at her, she said,
You there! Open this window!
Diamond Tiara simply stared open-mouthed at this intruder for a moment, before realizing she actually recognized who it was. So, against what should have been her better judgment, she hopped out of her bed and approached the window. Unlatching it, she swung open the window and was immediately crushed as the pony tumbled inwards.
Silver Spoon?
She asked incredulously.
What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night.
The filly smiled, standing up and brushing herself off.
Yes, it is I, Silver Spoon, your friend. I've come to warn you about something.
Diamond Tiara raised an eyebrow, looking at Silver Spoon with a discerning eye. Sure, she looked a bit like Silver, but there was something off about her. Besides the fact she was surrounded by a vaguely ethereal glow, her eyes looked brighter than normal, and somehow she seemed a bit taller. Also, she was weighed down by dozens of chains hanging off her body.
If you're Silver Spoon, Diamond Tiara began, then how were you knocking on my window? Also, what's with the tacky chains? Silver Spoon may not have the best fashion sense, but even she wouldn't wear something that hideous.
Silver Spoon raised her hooves, looking at the shackles weighing her down.
Oh, these. Well, you see, it's all part of the theme. I'm supposed to represent.
Diamond Tiara waved a hoof dismissively.
I just realized I don't care. Anyway, what's this about warning me about something?
Silver Spoon rolled her eyes. You're kind of a jerk, she mumbled under her breath. Clearing her throat, she said in a deep voice, Tonight, you will be visited by 3 apparitions, the ghosts of hearts living past, present, and future, respectively.
What? Why?
Diamond Tiara said angrily, crossing her forelegs.
I don't have time to sit around waiting for 3 dumb ghosts to talk to me. I have to go to sleep so I can open my presents tomorrow.
Silver Spoon rattled her chains menacingly.
You can't escape this, Diamond Tiara.
These spirits will visit you and show you the true meaning of the heart-lowering holiday. Diamond Tiara sighed.
Boring! You know what? I'm just going to ignore you and go back to bed now, okay?
Silver Spoon began to back away slowly, rattling her chains more and more as she stepped into the windowsill.
Hear me, Diamond Tiara. You can't hide from these spirits. They will find you no matter.
The window slammed shut. Slam! Knocking Silver Spoon off the edge and into the bushes below.
Yawn,
Diamond Tiara said as she left the window set.
I've seen worse than that. Stupid Silver Spoon, or whoever that was. It thinks that they can scare me. Ha! It'll take more than that.
Wiping her hose off, she made her way back to the bed and slipped beneath the covers once again, determined this time not to let anything distract her from the dreams of ripping into her presence she was undoubtedly going to have. Of course, that lasted all about 3 seconds before she heard someone's hooves thumping against the door. She rolled over and saw another pony, this time draped in a fluffy white cloak and wearing a gilded crown atop of her maroon mane.
Are you freaking kidding me? Scootaloo!
Diamond Tiara let out an exaggerated sigh.
I see you decided to get some fashion sense, although. White aliens in your color.
Scootaloo scowled.
Shut up! It's part of the whole theme. Just go with it. Right. And I suppose that means you're the ghost of hearts soaring past?
Nodding so vigorously that her crown almost fell off, Scootaloo replied,
Yep, that's me. I wouldn't have thought that a blank flank like you could handle that job. You little...
No, wait, Scootaloo said, holding out a hoof. I'm not getting sucked into this again. I'm here to show something, not get into a fight. So, let's just get on with it already. Diamond Tiara laughed.
Oh, right. And I'm supposed to go along with that?
You really don't have a choice.
Tell me why I shouldn't go get my parents right now.
Scootaloo shrugged. I suppose you could tell them if you wanted to. Of course, that might be a little difficult. Scootaloo grinned. It'll be hard to tell your parents anything while you're in the past. Diamond Tiara's eyes narrowed.
What do you mean in the...
She stopped mid-sentence as he was suddenly fell to Scootaloo's cloak. It was surprisingly heavy, and tried as she might to throw it off, she couldn't. Her hearing was muffled, and her sight completely gone. She couldn't even feel or smell anything. Suddenly, she felt her bed drop out from beneath her. As weightless took over, a vertigo threatened to bring back her last meal. Diamond Tiara looked around, eyes wide. Suddenly, her bed was gone, and she was sitting on the ground outside a humble-looking cottage. A column of smoke rose from the tiny chimney. Stove flurry swirled around, yet she didn't feel cold. Slowly standing up, Diamond Tiara looked around, seeing Scootaloo behind her.
What just happened?
Scootaloo nodded toward the cottage.
I told you, didn't I? I'm here to show you something. So you kidnapped me?
Scootaloo rolled her eyes.
Don't be such a drama queen. I'll take you back to your room in a bit. I just had to show you this first. Show me what exactly?
Scootaloo beckoned to the glowing window. See for yourself. Diamond Tiara closely approached. A fire flickered brightly, illuminating the small room where two ponies, one with a familiar black mane and bunny bag cutie mark, the other with light blue eyes just like diamonds, were sitting at a table, enjoying the last of their dessert.
Mommy? Daddy?
Sia said, slowly, turning back to look at Scootaloo. Her brow furrowed, she asked,
Is that them?
Scootaloo nodded.
Yep, that's them. This was their first heartwarming eve together. Do you know what they're talking about right now?
Diamond Tiara looked back at the window, shaking her head.
No, I can't hear them. Let me help.
With a wave of her hoof, the window swung open, though the ponies inside didn't seem to notice.
Will they see us?
They can't see or hear us. We're practically invisible right now. Diamond Tiara scoffed.
And I'm supposed to believe that?
I just brought you back in time, and that's what you don't believe?
Still, though, it doesn't seem possible at all.
Scootaloo groaned. Oh, just friggin'. She pushed on Diamond Tiara's hindquarters, forcing her through the window. Get in there! Once she was through, Scootaloo climbed in after her. Once inside, they could hear what the two were saying.
The apple pie was fantastic, dear,
Filthy said.
I don't know what magic you worked to make it taste so good, but I'm beginning to think you may be a unicorn in disguise after all.
Golden Crown giggled.
It's just an old recipe from my mother is all. Add a pinch of a special spice mixed to the pie, and suddenly you've opened up a world of possibilities.
Filthy smiled warmly at her for a moment before her smile faltered.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to get you anything for heartwarming this year. I've invested all my money into this business here in Ponyville. As soon as it takes off, we'll have a much better life. I'll buy you everything you wanted.
Golden Crown's cheeks tugged in a soft smile.
I don't want Princess Filthy. Having you here is enough. You're doing good work with your money. You're giving these ponies a chance at a better life, too. Without your investment, I'm sure many of these ponies won't be enjoying a heartwarming the same way.
Filthy placed a hoof over Golden's.
I'm here just to say that. Say, why don't we head over to the Apples farm? I hear they invented most of the town for over a party. We could bring them some food while we're at it.
That sounds like a lovely idea. I'll pack up the leftovers.
As the two ponies stood up from the table, Scootaloo placed a hoof on Diamond Tiara's shoulder. She turned to see Scootaloo nodding. It's time to go, she said.
I don't understand,
she protested. Diamond Tiara shook her head.
This doesn't make sense. Why is Mommy okay with not getting any presents? You said that this was their first heartwarming together, right?
Scootaloo nodded. Yep, the first ever. But you know what? They get it. You don't.
I don't get what?
A slight smile crossed Scootaloo's face. It's not about the stuff you get. It's about the stuff you give.
What? That doesn't even make sense. What's the point of heartwarming if you don't get any presents?
Scootaloo tried. I guess he'll talk with the other spirits about that. My time's up. Without warning, she flung her cape over Diamond Tiara again, and immediately her fist went black. She could feel a slight tugging sensation as she struggled to throw the cape off, but it was too heavy, pulled too tight around her. Luckily for her, the feeling only lasted a few moments. What little light reflected off the moon filled her vision as the darkness faded away, as she found herself back in her room. She was about to say something to Scootaloo, but when she looked around, the filly was gone. Her room was empty, and the window conspicuously closed. She blinked a few times before mumbling to herself,
Well, that was weird. So much for all this ghost stuff. It was just Scootaloo. Did Silver Spoon, or whoever really, think so stupid Pegasus who can't even fly was going to scare me? Ha!
She settled further into her bed. A smug grin plastered across her face.
That's the best they could come up with? baby stuff.
As he started to close her eyes, her thoughts turning back to the next morning, and all the gifts he was going to rub in the faces of those dumb crusaders. The familiar sound of hooves against wood reached her ears. She spun around to see another pony walking toward her.
Now it's Sweetie Belle. I suppose you're the ghost of heartwarming present.
Sweetie Belle, dressed head to hoof in a billowy green gown, a wreath of flowers adorning her horn, waved cheerfully. The image in my head is freaking adorable.
I'm the ghost of heartwarming. Wait, you already said that. She pursed her lips. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now.
Diamond Tiara raised an eyebrow.
You're asking me. You threw me off my game, she complained. I had the whole thing planned out, but you messed it all up. What do you want? An apology? That would be nice, yes. Well, too bad you're not getting one.
Sweetie frowned.
Fine! We'll just skip right to the part where I sell you stuff. You'd do that for me? How unbelievably kind of you. Just go already. I want this nightmare to be over as quickly as possible.
Sweetie rolled her eyes. She grabbed Diamond Tiara's hoof and looked at her to the air, much to the other filly's dismay.
Well, wait, hold on. What are you doing?
Sweetie, ignoring her protest, carried Diamond through the window, out into the cold night. As they hung in the air, Diamond Tiara's massive house, Sweetie said,
We're going to sell you Apple Bloom's house now. By flying?
Diamond Tiara cried, her hooves swinging wildly in protest.
Well, obviously. Wait, what? Walking wasn't good enough, she said,
her face a mixture of anger and fear.
That's not nearly as fun. Have you always wanted to fly? No!
Sweetie giggled, keeping a tight grip on the flailing earth pony as they soared through the air. The snow fell more gently than it had in the past, but it was thicker now. It was difficult to see where they were going. More than once, Diamond Tiara thought they were going to crash into a tree or a house. But, despite all odds, they eventually reached Sweet Apple Acres. Slipping in for a landing, Sweetie set Diamond Tiara down before the front door, sitting next to her.
So, are we just going to start looking through the window again?
Sweetie shook her head.
Nope! Just go right on in. The Apple Family store is always open.
Hesitating a moment, Diamond Tiara put her hoof on the door handle. With a small turn and a push, the door swung open. They stepped aside. Diamond Tiara looked around.
What a dump.
Sweetie swung her hoof, smacking on the back of her head.
That's not very nice. The Apple family isn't exactly rich like your family, you know. Hey, you're the one who brought me here. I can't be held responsible for seeking the truth,
said Diamond Tiara, rubbing her head with a free hoof.
But seriously, though, look at this place. It's practically falling apart. And look at that hearth.
She pointed to the fireplace at the far end of the room.
There's only a couple of presents there. What's wrong with them?
Sweetie Belle sighed.
Go look at who those presents are for. Go on. I won't stop you.
Diamond Tiara gave Sweetie a suspicious look, before trying over to the hearth and kneeling down. As he examined the tags, a strange look came over her face as he frowned.
Wait a second. This can't be right. Nope, it's right. But they're all for other ponies. None of them are for the Apple family members. There's one for Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy. One for Skidaloo and one for Sweet Belle. Wait, what? There's one for me?
Sweet Belle covered her side out with a cough.
Keep reading. Mayor, Davenport, and wait.
She squinted at a small cylindrical present.
This one's for me. And Silver Spoon, too. I don't get it.
She glanced at Sweetie Belle, who merely shrugged his head.
What can I say? The apples never give each other gifts. They only get them from other ponies. It's the way they've always done things. Why, though? What's the point?
Sweetie Belle smiled.
Remember what the Ghost of Heartswarming Past told you? You mean Skidaloo? Remember what Skidaloo told you? It's not about the stuff you get. It's about the stuff you give.
Diamond Tiara fell back on her haunches.
That doesn't make sense, though. It's not fun to not get stuff.
Sweetie Belle approached Diamond Tiara and placed a hoof on her shoulder.
Have you ever tried giving stuff for a change? Who knows? You might like it.
Suddenly, before Diamond Tiara could respond, the clock struck. Sweetie looked at the moon.
Oh, shoot! I'm ran past my time. Looks like I'll have to send you ahead to where you meet the last spirit. Oh, wait, but yoink!
She was cut off again. The house around her, along with Sleepwell, vanishing into thin air as blackness consumed her. When the light returned, what little there was, Diamond Tiara found herself standing in the middle of a small field, littered with stones standing upright. A thick fog hung over the area, enveloping it in a death-like haze. Even the moon, normally a massive disk in the sky, was just a faint light behind the dense foggy air. Diamond Tiara stood up slowly, looking around. Sitting atop a particularly tall stone, a pony obscured by a black cloak held a hoof out, angled slightly toward the adjacent stone.
Who are you?
The pony remained silent, pointing relentlessly toward a pair of stones. Diamond Tiara raised an eyebrow.
What?
The pony jabbed a hoof at the stones incessantly.
I don't. What?
The pony groaned, rolling her head to the side. Just freaking look over there! Diamond Tiara turned to the stones, then back to the mysterious pony.
What is this place?
The pony jumped down from the stone, landing with a thud. Slowly, deliberately, she approached Diamond Tiara. Her heavy breath made thick clouds of condensation that appeared in the surrounding fog almost instantly. The closer the pony got, the heavier the breathing became. Finally, the pony spoke again.
I'm the ghost of Hearth's future. Elias is Ponyville Cemetery. Oh, wait a second. I know that voice. What? No, you don't. I'm no one. Just a shadowy figure with no. Yeah, Bloom, I know it's you.
With a heavy sigh, Applebloom pulled her hood back and tossed the sailors aside.
Sleaze, gotta ruin everything, don't you? Well, I guess it isn't too hard to guess.
Diamond Tiara, shaking her head ever so slightly, laughed.
I recognize that thick accent anywhere. It's just you and your hick family that have it.
Applebloom shook her head, holding her hose out.
Two girls, and y'all haven't learned a thing. Well, I guess it's up to me, man. We'll see about that,
said Diamond Tiara haughtily.
Anyway, what's with that get up? I don't think black suits you.
Applebloom looked down from the cake dragging behind her and shrugged.
I don't think I'm supposed to be out playing for something. Well, anyway, we don't have a lot of time, so it's some pony took too long. So let's move round to the lesson.
She waved her hoof at the stones around him.
This is Ponyville Cemetery, like I said. But do you know why we're here?
Diamond Tiara shook her head, causing the tiara to fall off and roll toward a pair of gravestones.
No, I don't know why,
she said, as she bent down to pick up the tiara.
It doesn't really.
She froze, her eyes going wide as she stared at a pair of headstones in front of her. Her mouth opened slightly, but no words escaped.
Here lies on gold and honeycrisp,
said Applebloom slowly. Diamond Tiara stared at the pair of headstones silently for a moment.
Who were they?
My parents, Applebloom said, her voice almost cracking.
They died when I was little.
Diamond Tiara tried to say something, anything snarky, but her mouth just opened and closed silently. After a while, she simply said,
They're really gone, huh?
Applebloom nodded.
Not the same. Keep looking.
Diamond Tiara frowned, looking back at Applebloom, but she didn't say anything else, just pointing to another pair of gravestones. She got up and approached them, her limbs sinking slightly and her breathing shallow. When she was finally able to get close enough to read them, her face went pale and knees buckled as she collapsed in front of the stones. Applebloom came up behind her.
It's not easy, is it?
Diamond Tiara reached out a hoof feebly.
Mommy. Daddy,
she whispered. Your parents are dead, Diamond Tiara. They're not coming back.
No. No. You're lying. I saw them an hour ago. They're just down the hall in their bed. They can't be dead. They aren't.
Applebloom sighed.
Okay, well, maybe they aren't actually dead right now. But someday they will be. Ponies don't live forever, you know. It's a side effect of life.
Applebloom sat down next to Diamond Tiara and helped her stand up.
Look, not everyone has such nice parents, you know. They won't always be around forever.
She paused, biting her lip.
I know that mine don't. But that's why you gotta make the most of every second you got to spend with them. Housewarming ain't about getting parent presents. It's about the time you spend with the ponies you care about. It's about the gifts you give, especially if that gift is love. Diamond Tiara held her tiara in her hooves, looked down at it. You know, my daddy gave me this to her housewarming last year, she said. I never thanked him for it.
Apple Bloom patted the filly in the back.
Well, that tiara means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Diamond Tiara reached up and touched her silver tiara lightly, slowly bringing it down in front of her eyes. She stared at it silently for a moment, then said,
It's the only present I've ever really cared about.
Do you know why I is? Diamond Tiara turned the tiara over and read the inscription on the back.
To my little angel, love, Daddy.
Apple Bloom nodded, satisfied.
So, do you know what you need to do now?
Wiping away a tear, Diamond placed the tiara back on her head and nodded.
I know. Well then, let's get you back home.
Spreading her hose wide, Apple Bloom let her cape billow out until it had grown large enough to cover the sky, blotting out the moon. All of a sudden, Diamond Tiara felt like there was a massive weight on her chest. Her lungs screamed for air. She gasped for breath. Just when she thought she couldn't take it anymore, the sensation dissipated. She was back in her room, curled up in the covers in front of her bed. She looked around, but Apple Bloom was nowhere to be found. But the window, now open for some reason, let light spilled in as the new sunrise crested the hills. Without wasting a second, Diamond Tiara sprang out of bed and rushed down the hall to her parents' room. She flung open their door and jumped on the bed.
Mommy! Daddy! Get up!
The two older ponies, after much grumbling and rolling around, eventually righted themselves and rubbed the sleep from their eyes.
Yes, sweetheart, what is it?
Philly asked.
What day is it?
He could take it back for a second.
Well, it's Hearthwarming Eve, my dear. My Hearthwarming day, my dear. Why do you ask?
She smiled.
Yes! I didn't miss it. Come on!
She grabbed Filthy's hoof and tried to drag him out of bed before he finally got himself up. Once he was up, she beckoned to Golden Crown.
You too, Mommy.
As the three of them hurried downstairs, Filthy Ritz asked,
What is all this about? I know you want to open your presents, but can't it wait a few minutes?
When they reached the foot of the stairs, Diamond Tiara brought her parents over to the hearth, and she said,
Daddy, before I say anything else, I want to tell you, thanks.
He raised an eyebrow.
For what?
Smiling, Diamond Tiara jumped up and grabbed his neck so she kissed him on the cheek.
For my tiara, silly. I never said thank you, and I'm sorry about that.
Golden Crown leaned towards Filthy. What's got into her? She whispered.
He shrugged. Beats me, but I like it.
He gave Diamond Tiara a wide grin and said,
You're very welcome, sweetheart. You know I'd do anything for you.
Diamond Tiara brought a hoof to her lips, tapping them.
About that, I was wondering something.
Filthy rolled his eyes.
Okay, now I see where this is going. What do you want this time?
Oh, it's nothing like that.
Oh, what is it then?
She grinned.
I was hoping you'd help me carry these presents around town so I could give them away to ponies.
Both Filthy and Golden's jaws dropped open. Diamond Tiara picked up a couple of presents and pushed them into her parents' hoofs.
I'm being serious, she said. I want to give them all away.
Are you feeling all right? Asked Golden, placing her hoof on Diamond Tiara's forehead. You feel a little warm, Pumpkin. Filthy frowned.
Did you sleep with your bed wound open again?
Diamond Tiara brushed away her mother's hoof.
I'm not sick, I promise.
Filthy's eyebrow rose slightly.
Are you absolutely sure you didn't hit your head last night or anything?
Daddy, I'm being serious. I realized something last night. Hearthwarming isn't about getting presents or opening gifts. It's about giving things to ponies you care about. And I want to start by giving you and Mommy something.
Who was that, dear? Asked Golden, a curious smile on her face. Diamond Tiara reached out and pulled the three of them into a group hug, squeezing as tightly as her little host could manage.
I love you, she said, and I don't want you to ever doubt that.
For a few moments, it felt as though time had stopped. The three of them suspended for that single moment in time in an eternal hug. But As of all things, it eventually ended as they pulled away. Diamond Tiara said,
Now, let's go spread some heartwarming cheer.
a tiny snow fell daintily over Ponyville. Diamond Tiara, accompanied by her mother and father, passed through the town, gifts piled up in their hooves.
Oh, a silver spoon!
Diamond Tiara called, spotting her friend across the street. Silver Spoon turned in time to see Diamond Tiara sprinting across the street toward her, a huge grin on her face.
Good morning, Diamond Tiara. Happy heartwarming. Happy heartwarming.
Silver Spoon eyed the stack of gifts Diamond Tiara was holding.
Wow, your dad must have gotten you a lot of stuff.
Diamond Tiara nodded happily.
He did, but...
She grabbed a present from the top of her pile with her teeth and held it out for Silver Spoon.
But...
Silver Spoon said, taking the box, her eyebrow cocked.
But I want you to have this one,
Diamond Tiara finished, giving Silver Spoon the biggest smile she could muster.
You do?
Silver Spoon looked down at the gift, as it was going to jump out at her.
Why? Because you're my friend, that's why. Anyway,
Diamond Tiara nodded to her parents.
We've got a lot more gifts to give out, so I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
She waved a cheerful goodbye before disappearing into the crowd of ponies, leaving Silver Spoon staring at the present in her hooves. Slowly, she undid the corners of the package and opened it up, revealing a silver necklace with a heart-shaped pendant hanging at the bottom. She held it onto the light, a smile crept across her face. Meanwhile, Diamond Tiara went through the town, parents in tow, passing out gifts to anyone and everyone.
Happy heartwarming day!
She cried, handing over a pair of scarves to a couple of twins who passed her on the street.
Have a nice day!
She said, tossing a box of toys to her mother and Colts.
What a little weather we're having, don't you think?
She asked an incredulous-looking stallion as she passed him a large box containing dozens of assorted chocolates. Every pony she saw got a gift. Small or large, it did not matter. She simply felt overcome with joy with each present she gave out. Over the next few hours, Diamond Tiara, Filthy Rich, and Golden Crown made several trips into the town with hopefuls of presents to give away. Miss Cheerily, Mayor, and even Davenport received gifts. The family down the street from them received a pile of toys for their children, and the family next to them a set of coats and winter boots. No one was left out. They all went through the town, giving away all these presents Diamond Tiara had. Eventually, they ended up at Sweet Apple Acres, where the smell of sweet cider and succulent pies filled the air. Her ears pricked up the sounds of dozens of ponies laughing and talking merrily. With a wide grin on her face, she made her way through the crowds, leaving her parents to hand out gifts to partygoers. As Diamond Tiara approached, Apple Bloom, Sweet Belle, and Scootaloo kept a close eye on her. Scootaloo, in particular, had her eyes narrowed and a hoof poised, ready for a perfect punching height. "You here to brag about how many presents you got?" asked Scootaloo sarcastically.
So what if I am? What are you going to do about it? Boink, boink.
Scootaloo's eyes went wide and nostrils flared. "Stop calling me that!" she yelled as he jumped at Diamond Tiara, only stopping when Apple Bloom gave her a harsh look. Rather than run away like she had expected her to, Diamond Tiara stood there with a smile on her face. For a moment, her smile started to falter as giggles bubbled up as he covered her mouth before doubling over with laughter. "What's so funny?" Scootaloo asked, her wings fluttering angrily.
It's just that you look so silly when you're mad.
Before Scootaloo could make another pass at her, Diamond Tiara added,
But no, I'm actually here to give you girls something. You're doing what now?
asked Sweet Belle, head cocked to the side.
My daddy brought me so many presents that I decided I don't need them all, and I wanted to give them to you girls.
"Okay, this is definitely some kind of trick," said Scootaloo. "She's probably going to give us boxes of rocks or something."
Or maybe she's just lying, suggested Sweetie. Oh, come on, girls. Don't be like that. Remember, we've got to give Diamond Tiara something too, said Apple Bloom. She produced a small, cylindrical-shaped box from a bag nearby and handed it over to Diamond Tiara. Here, she said. This is for you. Oh, and also for Silver Spoon, too. As Diamond Tiara accepted Apple Bloom's gift, a smile crossed her face. Thank you,
she said cheerily. All three Crusaders' jaws opened.
What was it you decided?
Apple Bloom asked, eyeing Diamond Tiara suspiciously.
I said thank you, of course. That's what you do when you receive gifts, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what normal ponies do.
said Apple Bloom. But you're you. Diamond Tiara frowned. Who says I can't change? Everyone, says Gulu. Ponies like you don't change. But I did. You girls helped me with that. We did? Asked Lee Bell. You talking about the apple preserves my sisters helped us make? Asked Apple Bloom, as he pointed at the object in Diamond Tiara's hoof. Because they're good, but they ain't magical or anything. Diamond Tiara chuckled. No, I mean the whole ghost thing. Ghost thing? Asked Gulu. What the hey are you talking about? Diamond Tiara frowned. Wait, what do you mean I'm talking about? I mean, what the actual hey are you talking about? Says Gulu insistently. Yeah, I'm wondering about that myself, says Sweetie. What do you mean, ghost thing? Wait. Are you seriously telling me you have no idea about what I'm talking about? Diamond Tiara rubbed her hoof against her forehead, sinking it slowly. Evelyn shook her head. Well, I didn't know about her. Honestly, you were crazy. Although, Skulu said slowly, that does kind of make sense with her saying thank you and all. The other two Crusaders nodded in agreement. Hang on, I'm not crazy, Diamond Tiara protested. She pointed at Skulu. You were the ghost of Hearthwarming past, remember? She pointed at Sweet. And you were the ghost of Hearthwarming present. She pointed to Apple. And you were the ghost of Hearthwarming future. You told me my parents were dead. Apple shook her head slowly. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't do anything. And neither did Sweetie or Scoots, right, girls? Skulu shook her head. Plus, why would I be the past ghost? I'm the oldest. I should have been future. And how come I was present? Sweetie complained. Past sounds like fun. Look, the only thing we did was make you a jar of apple preserves, said Apple Bloom. I figured if we showed you some kindness, it would unfreeze your cold heart a bit. But I don't know anything about any ghosts. She cocked an eyebrow. Oh, you sure you're feeling all right? Diamond Tiara brought a hoof to her forehead. But then, how? Why? Who? What? Far away, at the tippy top of Candlelight Tower, Celestia held a small box aloft with her magic as she approached Luna's chambers. With a quick knock, she let herself in. Luna, she said quietly, are you awake? I have something for you. With a loud yawn, Luna appeared from behind a curtain. Celestia, you're earlier than usual. Yes, I'm awake at night. Celestia chuckled. I can tell. I didn't see you at Moonlight Tower last night when after I lowered your sun, so I figured you're off doing something. Now it was Luna started to chuckle. Oh, what makes you say that? Celestia shrugged, sealing the box on a small table and throwing open the curtains to let light flood the room. Nothing in particular, I suppose. It's just that it's that time of year when ponies start thinking about their families, and inevitably, there's always at least one selfish pony. I can remember one very selfish pony in particular. Luna frowned. I was just a kid back then. Celestia stifled a giggle. And yet, still such a troublemaker. Luna gave an exaggerated eye roll. You were hardly perfect yourself. Did I say I was? You didn't have to. Celestia grinned, turning back the window to stare at the newly risen sun. Well, I won't pry into your personal life, Luna. Just make sure you only use your powers for good. Yes, I know, Luna said, waving a hoof dismissively. Her eyes focused on the box that Celestia had set down. Sometimes you're worse than Mother was. Someone has to be. Do you, though? If not me, then who? Luna shrugged. Someone else. Her brow furrowed as she reached for the present. What is this? She asked. What? A ruined surprise? Said Celestia, grinning playfully. It's a little on the light side, Luna noted, picking the box up. You could say that. Luna carefully tugged at the bow and unraveled the wrapping paper. She bit her lip in concentration. When the box fell open, she found a small ball of light outside. It bobbed and swayed as Luna moved the box. Her eyes grew wide and mouth opened slightly in disbelief. Is this my first star? Suddenly, she felt Celestia's weight on her back. She turned her head to see her sister wrapped around her, squeezing her half to death in a tight hug. Happy heartwarming, Luna. Luna smiled, hugging her sister back. Happy heartwarming. Well, what can I say about this awesome fic? It's short, sweet, and it's a really nice one shot. And it perfectly encapsulates the feel of A Christmas Carol, while at the same time adding something new to the mix. I'll tell you one thing. When I first read it, I was totally expecting all four Crusaders to actually be doing it. Heck, I was even expecting Babs to be one of them to help set up the whole scenario, and maybe even an appearance by a certain time traveler. I mean, if he had lucid spells, and boom, the Doctor could do it. But no, it was instead our fair princess, and what a better princess to do it than the Princess of the Night, huh? I found this story to really, really give us a chance to remember something else about the holidays. About how it is about spending time with your family and to appreciate all the good things in your life. Once again, this is proving that not all that fanfics do have the ability to expand on certain characters. Like, for instance, in this case, Diamond Tiara. I know that the actress said that Diamond Tiara was going to have more depth to her later, we're going to see another side to her, but this, we got to see more of who she was and more of her family. This is interesting since a lot of times we would see her mother being, well, Screwball. Thank you, Alex Warlorn. If there's one other thing I gotta make mention about this fic, is this. Little side trivia. There was a Sabrina the Teenage Witch animated series starring Melissa Joan Hart as the witches Hilda and Zelda, and Melissa's little sister as Sabrina. In that show, she had a bully of her own. I forgot her name right now, but here's the funny bit. Diamond Tiara's voice actress played that bully. And to make make a funnier comparison, there was an episode of that series that sadly wasn't very good, so I advise you not to hunt for it on Netflix. But there was a Christmas Carol episode, and the bully, played by David Tiara, was the star of that little particular episode. That story was all about her. So I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it's quite an interesting thing to look at and to note. Kind of like one of those odd bits of trivia. Like, Diamond Tiara's voice actress also played Lacus Klein. Weird, huh? You know, all these things come together. Well, join me for tomorrow for we present another Christmas tale. Here's the trailer. Somewhere out there in a multiverse is a possible future where things have been changed and relationships grown. Somewhere during Hearthswarming in this possible future, Spike the Dragon lies in wait for his family's return as they go off on another quest to save Equestria. Is he worried? No, of course not, for he knows all about them. He knows that he could save them. He knows that they are safe and warm, and they will win. But what about a newly anointed father and his wife? Is he so self-assured that he will be safe? Join us, won't you, as we watch those who are waiting and worrying. Starring Spike. See you then.